Welcome back to Geometry with Mr. Erlin. Today we're going to be working with constructions. Remember that constructions are opportunities for us to prove something being true using two very simple devices. One device is a compass, and the other device is a straight edge. Now I'm actually showing you a protractor here. That's honestly more than a straight edge. I could do it just as easily with a ruler, or even more importantly, a ruler without any marks on it. I want to treat this as though it's a straight edge, something able to draw a straight line, but not something to measure with. So I'm going to use this. To begin with, we're copying an angle. In other words, we're taking this angle and reproducing it, producing a congruent angle over here. So we step back to understand what an angle is. Well, an angle is two rays with a common endpoint. In this case, B is the endpoint, a vertex, and A and C lie on the angle. Well, if I'm going to create an angle over here, I know that it's going to be one ray and another ray. Since these things float in space, exactly where the first ray goes doesn't matter. I think of it as the first ray is free. There's my first ray. Now, because I'm copying the point B over to here, I like to label this B prime because it is a copy of B. I'm going to leave C for a little bit later. The trick in copying an angle has to do with establishing exactly how far along this angle I am, because it has different height as I move my way down the angle. Therefore, I have to find a corresponding location along this first ray to find its height. So I'm going to establish an initial arc. I'm going to choose some measurement on my compass. It doesn't really matter what it is, as long as when I create my arc, it covers across both rays. Then I'll pick my compass up, insert the needle right into B prime. Used to be in B, so now it's in B prime. And I'm going to make a matching arc over here. Now, this is the mouth. I picture an alligator like an inequality. Here's the mouth of the alligator. My issue is, how open is that mouth supposed to be? This is the same mouth, but I don't have the top of the mouth, the roof of the mouth. So I'm going to take my compass, and I'm going to anchor it where this arc meets the ray, first ray, and I'm going to adjust the size until I can see exactly how open the mouth is. And I'll make a mark to show that that's where I'm opening it. Then I carry that distance over to this one, my new angle, insert it where the arc meets the first ray, and make an arc that corresponds to my arc over here. In other words, step one was my first ray. Step two was to create corresponding arcs in both locations. Step three was to find the opening of the mouth, how wide the mouth is open. And since this spot is the intersection of my initial arc and my new arc and the ray, this corresponding intersection is this arc, therefore it can be the intersection of the ray. I can take my straight edge and from B through that point of intersection of those two arcs, construct my second ray, which will produce two angles that are congruent. I demonstrate they're congruent by using hash marks. A number of hash marks must match, but it doesn't matter whether I use one or two. That concludes constructing to copy an angle.